Good morning students. I welcome you all in this lecture. In this lecture I will discuss linear dependency and linear independency of vectors, and then we will discuss the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a matrix A, and we will try to establish few properties of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Linear dependent and linear independent vectors. The vectors x1, x2, xn are said to be linearly dependent LD if there exist scalars lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n, not all are 0, not all of them 0. The vectors x1, x2, xn are said to be linearly dependent or LD if there exist scalars lambda 1, lambda 2, dot 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 lambda n, not all of them are 0, such that lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 plus lambda n xn equal to 0. If we have any non-zero lambda such that this condition is equal to 0, then we will say that the set of vectors x1, x2, xn are linearly dependent. If no such lambda exists, that means if all the lambda i's are 0, then we say that our x1, x2, xn are linearly independent. In that case, we will say that our vectors are linearly independent. Now let us discuss the vectors so that x1 equal to 1 minus 1, 1, x2 equal to 2, 1, 1, 1, x3 equal to 3, 0, 2. Let us show that these three vectors are linearly dependent and hence find a relationship between them. First prove that these vectors are linearly dependent and then find a relationship between x1, x2 and x3. So solution, let lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are scalars such that their linear combination is equal to 0. So from here we have lambda 1 into x1, x1 is your 1 minus 1, 1, lambda 2 into x2, x2 is your 2, 1, 1, your lambda 3 into x3, x3 is 3, 0, 2, this is equal to 0, and 0 is 0, 0, 0. Now the scalar will multiply with all the elements of the vector. So from here we have lambda 1 comma minus lambda 1 comma lambda 1, then we have 2 lambda 2, lambda 2, lambda 2, 3 lambda 3, 0 comma 2 lambda 3. So the first element will be, now equating the components of the vector on both sides, we will get lambda 1 plus 2 lambda 2 plus 3 lambda 3 equal to 0. Then we will get minus lambda 1 plus lambda 2 equal to 0. Then we will have lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus 2 lambda 3 equal to 0. Now you can see that this is your system of linear equation where your right hand side is 0. So that means it is a homogeneous linear system of equation. Therefore your coefficient matrix is minus 1, 2, 3, minus 1, 1, 0. Then we have minus plus 1, 1, 2. The first vector is 1. So from here we will get, now this is equivalent to, now R1, R2 plus R1, and then R3 plus R1 implies that 1, 2, 3. Then this will be your minus 1, 0. We have this one as 3. Then this is again 3. Then this is your 0. 2 plus 1 is 3. And 3 plus 2 is 5. Let me cross check the elements. Then this is your 1, 1, 2. So this is your 1, 1, 2. So this is not your minus 1, this is your 1. So R3 minus R1 will imply, now this will be your 0, then we will have minus 1, then again here we have minus 1. Then again this is equivalent to R3, 3 times of R3 plus R2 implies, now this will be your 3 times of R3 plus R2. So this is your 3. So you can see that this is your 0. Now here the rank of the matrix A is 2, and as the rank is less than the number of unknowns, where my unknowns are 3, so we can say that there exists a non-zero solution. That means the values of lambda must be not equal to 0. That means at least there will be a lambda which is not equal to 0. So as rank of A is less than 3, so this implies that x1, x2, x3 are LD, because in this case we will have a non-zero solution. Now again by this, if lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 plus lambda 3 x3 equal to 0, then from here, then you, from the solution of this system of equation will give you, then Ax equal to 0 implies, now this your A is 1, 2, 3, then we have 0, 3, 3, then 0, 0, 0, this is your A, and the unknowns are lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. So if your lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 plus lambda 3 x3 equal to 0, this is same as your A. This linear combination gives the system of linear equation, which can also be written as Ax equal to 0. So from here we have this condition. So lambda 1 plus 2 lambda 2 plus 3 lambda 3 equal to 0, and then we have 3 lambda 2 plus 3 lambda 3 equal to 0. So from here our lambda 2 will be minus lambda 3, and by this equation your lambda 1 will be minus 2 lambda 2, so this will be your 2 lambda 3 minus 3 lambda 3, so we have this one as minus lambda 3. So your lambda 1 is minus lambda 3, lambda 2 is minus lambda 3. Therefore, say this equation is 1. Therefore by 1 we have the value of lambda 1 is minus lambda 3, the value of lambda 2 is minus lambda 3, and lambda 3 is lambda 3. So if we divide this whole equation by lambda 3, then we have x3 equal to x1 plus x2. So this is the relationship between these three vectors. That means your x3 is nothing but the sum of x1 and x2. So that means we can say that these three vectors are linearly dependent. That means one vector depends on another vector in another vector, or here our x3 is sum of x1 and x2. Now, if all the lambdas are 0, then we will say that the vectors are linearly independent. So I am not going to solve any problem based on linearly independency. Now, eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Let A be any square matrix of order n, lambda be any scalar, I be the identity matrix of order n. Then the matrix this matrix A minus lambda I is known as characteristic matrix. This is known as characteristic matrix, and the equation to determine A minus lambda I equal to 0 is known as characteristic equation. So this equation is known as determine A minus lambda I equal to 0 is known as characteristic equation. Now the roots of this characteristic equation, roots of determine A minus lambda I equal to 0 are known as eigenvalues, characteristic or characteristic roots, or latent roots. So the roots of this equation, now here you can see that this will be your algebraic equation in lambda power n. So it will have n roots in lambda. So we will have n roots of lambda. That means the solution of this algebraic equation is known as characteristic equation, characteristic roots or latent roots or eigenvalue. The space of all eigenvalues is known as characteristic, is known as your spectrum. The set of all eigenvalues is known as spectrum. Now let us define the eigenvector. Let x be any vector and A be a square matrix of order n. Then the linear transformation Ax, which carries each vector of x into lambda x, then the linear transformation Ax, which carries each vector of x into lambda times x, that is the transformation which carries the vectors of x into lambda times x gives the vector x, which is known as characteristic vector. So let x be any vector and A be any square matrix of order n, then the linear transformation Ax, which carries each vector of x into lambda x, gives you the vector x, which is known as your characteristic vector. Gives vector x and is known as characteristic vector or eigenvector. Now this equation can be written as if we write this one as this equal to 0, then we have A minus lambda I x equal to 0. So that means from here we will have a system of linear equation. Now the solution of this system of linear equation will give you x, and this x is known as characteristic vector or eigenvector of the matrix A. The space of all the eigenvector is known as eigenspace. Space or set of all, collection of all eigenvectors is known as eigenspace. Now let us discuss properties of eigenvalues for different type of matrices. So the first one is the eigenvalue of a matrix and the eigenvalue of the transpose of the matrix is same. The first one, eigenvalues of A and A dash are same, where A dash is the transpose of A. So proof: now A minus lambda I whole transpose. Now we know that the determinant of A is same as determinant of A dash, so this is same as determinant of A. Here we have the matrix, we have the determinant of the matrix A minus lambda I, and here we have the determinant of the matrix A minus lambda I dash. So as the determinant of transpose of a matrix is same as determinant of the matrix, so from here we have A dash. Now lambda is constant and transpose of I is same as I, so we have this one. Now if this is equal to 0, then A dash minus lambda I equal to 0. So that means if lambda is eigenvalue of A, then again lambda is eigenvalue of A dash. So that means A and A dash have same eigenvalue. So that is, therefore A dash minus lambda I is equal to A minus lambda I equal to 0. So from here A and A dash have same eigenvalues. So A and A dash have same eigenvalues. Then the property number 2, eigenvalues of triangular matrix, or in particular or diagonal matrix, are diagonal of the matrix. So eigenvalues of a triangular matrix or diagonal matrix are the diagonal of the matrix. This can be proved with the help of a example. For example, let us consider this matrix 1, 2, 0, 1. Now this is your upper triangular. Now if you want to find out the eigenvalues, then lambda minus ai will give you lambda minus a into I. So this will be your lambda minus 1, 2, 0, lambda minus 1. Then if you take the determinant lambda minus ai, so if this determinant is 0, then you can see that your lambda minus, say this is your a, this is your b, this is your c. Let us take different values. So here you can see that we have lambda minus a into lambda minus c equal to 0. So from here we have lambda equal to a and lambda equal to c. Lambda equal to a and lambda equal to b. Lambda equal to a and lambda equal to c. So you can see that your eigenvalues are the diagonal of the matrix. And if b equal to 0, then this will become your diagonal matrix, and again your eigenvalues will be the a and c, that means the diagonal of the matrix. So the eigenvalues of a triangular matrix are just the diagonal of the matrix. Then our third property, sum of eigenvalues, sum of all eigenvalues, that is today sum of all the eigenvalues is equal to sum of diagonal element, that is trace of the matrix. So the sum of all the eigenvalues of a matrix is equal to sum of diagonal elements, and sum of the diagonal elements of a matrix is known as trace of the matrix. So this will be your trace of the matrix. And the product of diagonal elements and the product of all eigenvalues is equal to determinant of the matrix. Sum of all the eigenvalues of a matrix is equal to the sum of the diagonal elements of the matrix, that is through your trace, and the product of all the eigenvalues is same as determinant of the matrix. Let us prove it with the help of a 3 cross 3 matrix. Consider the matrix A equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. Then your determinant of A minus lambda I, here we have done a mistake, this will be basically A minus lambda I. So A minus lambda I means this will be your A minus lambda, and here we will have B C minus lambda. So this is your A minus lambda, then we have C minus lambda, and this is equal to lambda minus A equal to 0, lambda minus A equal to 0. So we have lambda equal to A, lambda equal to C. This will take A minus lambda I. Now again, determinant of A minus lambda I is equal to A11 minus lambda, then we will have A12, A13, we have to take the determinant, then we will have A21, A22 minus lambda, A23, A31, A32, A33 minus lambda. Let us simplify this determinant. So this is equal to, now this multiplied by this into this minus this into this. So this will be your basically minus 1 to power 3. Then we will have lambda cube plus lambda square. Now let us solve one more step. So this is your basically equal to a11 minus lambda. Then we will have a22 minus lambda. Then a33 minus lambda minus a32 a23. Then we will have minus a12 a21 a33 minus lambda minus a31 a23. Then we will have a13 a21 a32 minus a31 a22 minus lambda. Now we can also write it as, now if you multiply this term to this bracket, then we will have minus 1 power 3 lambda cube. Now let us take the coefficient of lambda here. Then you will have a22 plus a33, and now if you multiply this lambda and now again if you multiply the coefficient of lambda to this, then we will have lambda square, and the coefficient will be a11 a22 plus a33. Then we will have the terms of lambda, then the constant term. I am not writing the constant term here. You can easily simplify this thing. So this will be your, just multiply this term to this term, then we will have minus a22 into lambda, then we will have minus a33 into lambda, then we will have plus lambda square. Now this lambda square into lambda will give you minus lambda cube. So that means we will have minus 1 to the power 3 into lambda 3. Then we will have the coefficient of lambda square, and the coefficient of lambda square will be equal to a22 plus a33, and then lambda into lambda will be plus lambda square into this a11. So we will have this bracket. Okay, this is your determinant a minus lambda I. Suppose that if lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3 are roots of this determinant, then we have the factor of this determinant as, then we will have the factor of this determinant as, say, minus 1 power 3 lambda minus lambda 1 lambda minus lambda 2, then lambda minus lambda 3. If lambda 1 and lambda 2 and lambda 3 are roots of this determinant, then we will have such type of equation. Now this is equal to minus 1 to the power 3, then we have this one. Now this is equal to minus 1 to the power 3, then we will have lambda cube, and let us calculate the lambda square term. So now from here we will have lambda square, and the coefficients of lambda square will be your lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3, and then the remaining terms. Okay. Now here, if you put so from this equation and this equation, say this is your equation number 1 and this one is 2, then from this equation 1 and this equation 2, you can see that here your coefficient of lambda square is a11, a22, a33, and your coefficient of lambda square is lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3. So that means on both equation number 1 and 2 are same, because this is your value of determinant a minus lambda I, and again this is the value of determinant a minus lambda I. So that means these two equations are common. So on comparing the coefficient of lambda square in equation number 1 and 2, we have thus your lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3 is equal to a11 plus a22 plus a33. So that means the sum of eigenvalues is equal to the sum of the diagonal elements. So this is your first part. Now let us suppose that lambda equal to 0. Let us put lambda equal to 0 here. Now if lambda equal to 0 here, then you can see that this is your determinant. This is your determinant. And here your last term will be lambda 1 into lambda 2 into lambda 3. We will have minus minus plus, then again we will have minus, and 1 minus is here. So your last term will be lambda 1 into lambda 2 into lambda 3. So if we put lambda equal to 0 in equation number 2 and say this equation as A. So if we put lambda equal to 0 in 2 and A, then you can see that the value of this determinant A minus lambda is lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, and the value of this determinant A minus lambda is just the determinant of the matrix. So that means we can say that the product of all the eigenvalues is basically equal to the determinant of the matrix. So thus, if we put lambda equal to 0 in 2 and A, then if we put lambda equal to 0 here, then we will have just the constant term, and the constant term will be lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. So our constant lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 will be equal to, this is the value of determinant A minus lambda I from this equation, and the value of determinant A minus lambda I from this equation will be the determinant of A. So this is equal to A11, A12, A13. So this is your answer. So the sum of the eigenvalues is equal to the trace of the matrix, and the product of all the eigenvalues is determinant of the matrix. Then our fourth property, let us find out the eigenvalues of a idempotent matrix. So the eigenvalues of a idempotent matrix is either 0 or unity. So this is our fourth property. Eigenvalues of an idempotent matrix are either 0 or unity. So the eigenvalues of an idempotent matrix are either 0 or unity. Proof: a matrix A is said to be idempotent if your A square is same as A. Let lambda is eigenvalue of A or A square, then Ax equal to lambda x, then we will have Ax equal to lambda x. Now let us multiply this equation by A. Let us pre-multiply this equation by A. So we will have A square into x equal to lambda into Ax. Now A square is same as A and Ax is same as lambda x. So we will have lambda square, because by 1 we have Ax as lambda x. Now if we take again this Ax is same as lambda x, so we have lambda x equal to lambda square x. So if we take x common, then this is equal to 0. So for a non-zero vector x, we have lambda minus lambda square equal to 0. So lambda 1 minus lambda equal to 0. So either our lambda is 0 or our lambda is 1. So that means eigenvalues of an idempotent matrix are either 0 or unity. Then the next property, Then the next one, fifth property, eigenvalues. If lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n are eigenvalues of A, then lambda 1 power m, lambda 2 power m, then lambda n power m, where your m is positive integer, are eigenvalues of A power n. So this is your eigenvalues of A power n. And if we remove this condition, then these are the eigenvalues of A power n. Proof. Because lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n are eigenvalues of A, so we have A x equal to lambda x. So we will have such type of condition. Now let us multiply the whole equation by A. So we have this condition. Now this will be your A square, and here we will have lambda into A into x, and as your Ax is same as lambda x, so we will have lambda I square x, because Ax is same as lambda Ix. So from here you can see that eigenvalues of A square are lambda I square, and if we multiply by A power n, then in general we have A power m x equal to lambda I power n x. Now again, if we operate by A again and again, then we will have this A power m x equal to lambda I power m x. So from here we can see that eigenvalues of A power m are lambda 1 power m, lambda 2 power m, and lambda n power m. Now if m equal to minus 1, then eigenvalues of A inverse are lambda 1 inverse, lambda 2 inverse, and then lambda n inverse. So if the eigenvalue of A is lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n, then the eigenvalues of A inverse will be lambda 1 inverse, lambda 2 inverse, and then lambda n inverse. Now the sixth property, the eigenvalues of a Hermitian matrix and then the eigenvalues of a square Hermitian matrix. So fifth property. So this is your sixth property. Eigenvalues of a Hermitian matrix are real. The eigenvalues of a Hermitian matrix are real. Proof. Let A is Hermitian matrix. Then Hermitian matrix, the conjugate transpose of A is same as A, or we will write it as A theta equal to A, where A theta is the A conjugate transpose. Okay. Let lambda is eigenvalue of A, then we have Ax equal to lambda x. Let us multiply this whole equation by, so let us multiply this whole equation by x theta. So we have x theta into A, x equal to x theta lambda x. Now again let us take the conjugate transpose of whole equation. So we have x theta Ax whole theta equal to x theta into lambda x whole theta. So from here we have x theta, a theta, x double theta. Then lambda is constant, so lambda power theta, and then you will have x theta and x double theta. Now this is equal to x theta. Now as say this equation is okay. This is your x theta into a theta. Then x double theta is same as x, so we have x. In the right hand side, lambda is a scalar quantity, so the conjugate transpose of lambda will be the transpose of the conjugate of lambda. The conjugate transpose of a scalar is same as the scalar, and the conjugate means the lambda bar, and then we will have x theta, and x double theta is same as x. Now say this equation is A, say this equation is 1. Now as the matrix is Hermitian, so we have x theta into Ax equal to lambda bar x theta into x. Now your Ax is equal to lambda x, so we have lambda x. So if you take x theta x common, now x theta into x will be not equal to 0, so from here we have lambda into lambda minus lambda bar equal to 0, so your lambda equal to lambda bar. Now if lambda equal to a plus ib, then your a plus ib is same as your a minus ib, so from here we have b equal to 0. Now if b is 0, then your lambda will be a, so that means your eigenvalue is real. Therefore eigenvalue is real. Now if the matrix is skew-Hermitian, then eigenvalues of skew-Hermitian matrix are either 0 or pure imaginary. The eigenvalues of a skew-Hermitian matrix are either 0 or pure imaginary. Now let us start from equation number 1. As our matrix is skew-Hermitian, as A is skew-Hermitian, so A theta will be your minus of A. So therefore by 1 we have x theta minus A x equal to lambda bar x theta into x. So from here, as your x Ax equal to lambda x, so we have this one equal to lambda bar into x power theta into x. So from here we will have lambda plus lambda bar into x theta equal to 0. So as x theta into x is not equal to 0, so we have lambda plus lambda bar equal to 0. If lambda equal to a plus ib, then a plus ib plus a minus ib is equal to 0. So we have 2a equal to 0. So a equal to 0. Now if a equal to 0, then your lambda will be I into b. Now again, if b is 0, then your lambda will be 0. And if b is not 0, then lambda will be ib. So that means your eigenvalue is either 0 or pure imaginary. Matrix. Eigenvalues of matrix are of unit modulus. So solution or proof of this problem: let A is unitary, then your A theta into A will be I. If lambda is eigenvalue of A, then our Ax will be lambda x. Now let us take the conjugate of the whole equation. So we have Ax equal to lambda x whole bar. So this is your x theta into, okay. Now say this is your equation number 1 and this is your 2. Multiply 1 and 2. So by 1 and 2 we have Ax whole theta into Ax equal to lambda x whole theta into lambda x. So from here we have x theta into A theta into Ax equal to, this will be your x theta, then we will have the conjugate of lambda will be lambda bar, this is your x theta, then we will have lambda into x. Your A theta into A is identity, so this is your basically x theta into x, and in the right hand side we will have lambda bar into lambda into x theta into x. So this is equal to, so from here we have 1 minus lambda into lambda bar x into x theta equal to 0. So for non-zero vector x we have 1 minus lambda into lambda bar equal to 0. So for your lambda square is equal to 1 because your lambda into lambda bar is modulus of lambda. So you can see that your modulus of the eigenvalue is 1. Now if the matrix is orthogonal, then here we will have A dash into A. So again for an orthogonal matrix, your eigenvalue will be of unit matrix, and here for a real symmetric matrix means when your A dash is same as A. So for a real symmetric matrix, your eigenvalues will be real.